and just starting to decompress from a long Monday afternoon and getting into the mindset to get started with our practice today. So like I said, finding that child's pose. If you'd like to walk those hands side to side, feel free to take that at your own pace, or maybe you just stay right down center. Any of those options that you choose to take, I also invite you here to take a moment to take a scan of the body. So thinking about where your points of tension are, where you're feeling maybe sore from your weekend activities or tired from maybe not so great of a night's rest, or maybe your back or your hips are tight from sitting in a chair all day. However you're feeling today, I just want you to take these couple of moments and notice it, become aware of it, and then without any judgment, just have that awareness as you move through your practice to give your body that leeway. So we know where we're starting, and we know that we would love to feel awesome all the time, but sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. So, so giving yourself that space to adjust for the ranges of motion that are right for your body today. After you've taken that scan of the body here, I just want you to focus in on your breathing for a moment. So maybe you've allowed your eyes to close in your child's pose. Maybe you've walked a couple of times side to side. And here I want you to just start deepening through your inhales and exhales. Maybe you feel that little bit of expansion through the belly and the ribs as you inhale. Maybe you find a little bit deeper of a relaxation through those points of tension that you found through your exhale.
对对，你也可以先去睡会儿觉，先不要做饭。我跟他们说的7点钟。
Just taking a few more moments here. All right, awesome. With your next big inhale, I want you to pull it up to hands and knees. So maybe you're bringing those knees in just a little bit narrower. They were wide on that mat. And I want you to make sure just for a second that those knees are right underneath those hips and that the wrists are right underneath the shoulders. Those hands are spread nice and wide. We've got a nice stable base. Now, the first thing that we're going to do here is just move into our cat and cow, so connecting our breathing with our range of motion. With your inhale, you're going to drop the belly towards the floor and lift the chin up towards the ceiling. With your exhale, you're going to pull the spine up towards the ceiling and tuck the chin in towards the chest. So just moving a few times here in each direction, really connecting that breathing to your range of motion. And allowing your spine to start to wake up, maybe allowing the rest of those muscles to start to wake up a little bit. So finding a little bit of tension through the muscles in the upper body, through the shoulders as they start to support you, in those legs as you start to wake them up. Even though the knees are right under the hips, they're still working to keep us up in this position. Couple more times here, a couple more nice deep breaths. Awesome. Give me 2 more nice deep breaths. That's twice more in each direction here. And when you finish that second round of breathing, you're just going to bring that spine back to a nice neutral and centered position here. So we've got a long spine. We're going to move to our lateral range of motion. So that was our flexion and extension. For here, we're just going to move side to side. So with your exhale, I want you to look over that right shoulder and pull that right hip up towards your gaze. So we're shortening that space there. With your inhale, you're going to come through center with both your hips and your head. And then with that other exhale, we're going to move in that opposite direction. So just moving side to side here once again, waking up the spine and the obliques in a little bit different of a range of motion, and trying to keep your spine nice and long, so not letting the belly drop or the spine pull up towards the ceiling as we move through center and laterally here. And this will kind of start to get us warmed up for one of our other ranges of motions that we'll find in just a couple of moments. A couple more nice deep breaths here. Awesome, looking great, you guys. Give me 2 more nice deep breaths, once more in each direction. When you finish those 2, bringing it back to center. Okay, so up next, what we're gonna do is kind of start to warm up through our shoulder blades, so those big bones in the back here that we use a lot in yoga. We use those muscles that surround them to either pull the shoulder blades together or open up through the spine. So what we're gonna do is, I like to call it a scapula push-up, although it's not working the muscles that we would work for a normal push-up. But all we're gonna do here is we're gonna be at that hands and knees, and then we're going to keep our arms long rather than bending at those elbows. So that's a big tendency that I hear, or that I see here. What I want you to do is make sure that you have those elbows nice and long. From there, what we're going to do is actually move our shoulder blades apart as we round out the spine up here. And then, like I said, the arms stay long as the chest drops toward the floor and I pull my shoulder blades together. So it's kind of a weird range of motion, but what you're doing, and I'll try and show you here if I can, is what you're doing is you're pulling the shoulder blades together as the chest drops towards the floor and apart as you round it out towards the ceiling. So just a couple of times like that, keeping the arms long, dropping the shoulder blades together and the chest towards the floor, and then the spine up towards the ceiling and the shoulder blades apart. And maybe this feels kind of weird if you've never done this before, that's okay. We're just kind of moving through this range of motion to start to wake those muscles up. And this is also kind of good because the more control you have over these, the more efficient your strength training workouts can be. So if you're doing any kind of ranges of motion for the chest or the back, this can help as well. So just giving me a couple more of these here, making sure you're keeping those elbows nice and extended, not bending through the elbows as you bring the chest down towards the floor. Give me 3 more here. And maybe your range of motion isn't super big here. Maybe those shoulder blades aren't quite moving as much as you think they might, but that's okay. We're still working through this. When you finish that last one, I want you to just bring it back to center. Now, I've had a little bit of wrist pain today, so if you need a little break like me, maybe give each of your wrists a little roll and roll back here. If not, we're gonna move into our next range of motion. So if you're giving those wrists a break, you can just watch here. So up next, we're gonna find our bird dog. So we're gonna take our right arm and our left leg. This one, we're working on our extension here. So my fingertips and my toes are as far away from each other as they possibly can be. And then we're gonna stay on that same side, and we're gonna pull our elbow and our knee together in center for a little bit of a balance activity here. So sticking with that right arm and that left leg, we've got an inhale for our extension, and an exhale to pull in towards center. So a couple of times on this side, whenever you're ready to join me, getting moving, and I'll let you know when to switch in that other direction. Really thinking about that length as you inhale, and pulling in towards center as you exhale, tightening through that core. Nice, awesome job, you guys. Give me 3 more on this side. 3 more in each direction. When you finish that third, all I want you to do is place that hand and that knee back down and switch it up to that other side. So our left arm and our right leg, find that nice extension with that following inhale, and that exhale pulls it in towards center. Doing a couple of these here. Same thing, looking for that length between those fingertips and those toes. Awesome work, you guys. Keeping on breathing here. Nice, give me 3 more on this side. When you finish those 3, placing that hand and that knee back down and bringing it out to center here. All right, so we're gonna change up our range of motion just a little bit next. So I've got a little bit of space side to side. If you don't have enough space for your leg to go out to the side here, I'll give you a modification in just a second. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our bird dog range of motion. So I've got my right arm and my left leg, they come out long. Then I'm gonna take it laterally. So I'm gonna bring my right arm out to the right side and my left leg out to the left side. So I come all the way towards my sides, back into center, and then I'm gonna set down and switch. Now, if you don't have all of that space next to you, what you can do is that arm still comes out as far as it can, but then you're just gonna bend through that knee as it comes around to the side. So my foot would hit the wall here if there was one there, but I'm just bending that knee, bring it back into center and setting it down. So here we go, we've got that extension out long. We're bringing it out to the side through your range of motion, back to center, and then setting it down and switching. So first is that bird dog, out laterally, working through the hips and the shoulders, back in and back down, moving through this range of motion a couple more times on each side here. Really working to wake those shoulders and those hips up in this one. Once again, that knee can bend if you need it to. Maybe your range of motion only brings out to about a 45-degree angle with that leg. That's okay. Whew. All right, give me one more time on each side here. All right. When you finish that last time on that second side, we're going to bring that to our gate pose. So I want you to take that right arm and that left leg, bring it back up to our extension into our bird dog here. Take it out laterally one more time. So my left leg comes out towards my left side. From there, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. From there, I'm just going to step my left leg down here. This is going to bring me towards my gate pose. So from this, my next big inhale brings me up tall. My left arm extends out towards my left leg. And then I'm just going to bring it up over top here into my nice gate pose. So not a lot of pressure down onto this leg, but I've got a nice stretch from my right fingertips down to my left knee. Now, if you had to adjust because of space restrictions, taking that second to adjust here. We're going to bring it up to center with our next big inhale. So using your core, come up to center. And then one more time, we're bringing it back down to that gate. Big inhale back to center, and then this time you're going to plant those hands back down, bringing it to hands and knees, bring that left knee in, placing it down, and then we're just going to switch sides. So that left arm and that right leg come down to our bird dog. We bring it around to the side, and then place that right foot down. With your next big inhale, we're bringing it up tall, taking those right fingertips down to that leg, left fingertips come up over top. Nice big stretch from those left fingertips all the way to that left knee. Big inhale brings us back to center one time. Exhale brings us down for that second time in our gate here. Inhale brings us back to center, and that exhale finds us back at hands and knees. Okay, so we're going to change up our range of motion. We're going to give those wrists and those arms a little bit of a break. We're going to do a whole ton of work through our core and through our quads here. So I just want you to have just a little bit of space from in front and behind you. So making sure that those toes aren't quite all the way at the back of that mat. All we're going to do here is the top of those feet are going to meet the mat. We're up high on our knees. And we're going to find some drift back. So we're really going to activate through our core. We're going to come almost back as if we were going into our camel, but we're not quite going to get into our camel today. So keeping my body nice and long from my knees up to my shoulders. As I exhale, I'm going to bring my arms out long and drift my body back as far as I feel comfortable here, holding myself up nice and long. My quads start to work when I get here. That inhale brings me back up tall and those arms back down. So that exhale drifts us back, those arms come out for stability and reminding us to keep that chest high. That inhale brings me back up tall. A couple of these here. Getting them going, warming up that core, feeling it through those quads. If you've got a little bit of a hold back there, that'll make this a little more challenging, but if you need to come back as far as you can and bring it right back up, that's okay too. This is a little tough on those knees and you have a hard floor underneath. You can always roll that mat up a couple of times underneath the knees, or you can place a pillow down there or a blanket. Give me two more just like that, then we're going to change up our range of motion. Awesome. When you get back to the top, all we're going to do is add a little bit of a twist on that tail end as we get back there. So kind of like what our Russian twists would look like if we were down on our hips, but we're just going to do it from this from this knee position. So first thing we're gonna do is that same range of motion. That exhale brings us down and back. From here, we're gonna pull our hands in, and then we've just got one twist to each side. So a twist here, keeping my spine long, brings me through center. A twist in that other direction brings me back to center. Extend those arms, and then bring it up. So I really feel that through my quads, a lot of good work here. Just keeping going at your own pace. So for whatever kind of break you need in between each of these, totally fine. When you're ready, we're bringing it back, same thing. We take it back, nice long body, hands come in. We've got our one side through center, and then to that other side. So if you're not exactly on pace with me, totally fine. Maybe you need to move a little faster for those quads, that's okay. Or maybe move a little slower for a little more challenge, that's okay. We've got about 20 more seconds in this range of motion. Ooh, and then we'll give those quads a little break. Nice work, you guys. Got just a couple more reps in here. 10 more seconds. If you've got one more in you, give me one more. Finishing out your last one if you're in it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna push it back into our child's pose for a second. So sitting those hips back towards the heels. Maybe those arms walk out nice and long. Give that core and that lower back a nice little release. That one's tough for such a small range of motion. You guys did awesome. Great work. Ooh, all right. We're gonna find this final twist, but this one's gonna be a little bit easier than that one. So from here, we're gonna bring it to our puppy. So all you're gonna do is bring it up to hands and knees, maybe adjust those knees so that they're right under those hips, and then walk those hands out nice and long. So kind of a modified child's pose. The hips are up high instead of down by the heels, and those arms are out long, nice stretch through the chest here. All we're gonna do is find our spinal twist from here. So go ahead and take that right arm and thread it underneath in between the left arm and the left knee, placing that shoulder down on the floor for our little spinal twist. When you get there, if this is comfortable, you're welcome to stay right here. If you'd like to take the intensity up a little bit with a half bind, you can take that left arm and you can bring it up towards the ceiling, and then bend at that elbow to bring it around behind the back. This opens the chest up a little bit more towards that wall, gives us a little bit more of a twist. If that doesn't feel quite right, you can just keep that arm out long. If you found that half bind, let's go ahead and extend that arm up, bring it back out towards center. Everyone put a little pressure through that left palm, bring that right hand back out to center in our puppy for just a moment here. And then we're gonna switch to that other side. So taking that left hand, threading it through underneath in between the right hand and that right leg, placing the shoulder down on the floor once again. If this feels good here, you're welcome to keep this right arm out long. Or if you want that half bind, you can extend it up towards the ceiling and bring it around behind the back for a little bit more of a chest opener towards that right wall. Awesome. If you found that half bind, go ahead and extend that arm up, bring it back out to center. A little pressure through that hand brings us back into our puppy one more time. Right down center, nice and easy here. All right. So up next, we're gonna get moving a little bit. We're gonna do our kind of groundwork vinyasa flow. At any point, you're welcome to drop into a child's pose if you need to take a little break. We're gonna move through this just 4 times today. Our goal is going to be slow and controlled here, and really move with some nice deep breaths. So we're gonna move through this all together, but like I said, if you really want to take it a little bit faster or slower, if you need to drop towards that child's pose for a little break, feel free to. We're gonna start out in our downward dog. For our first downward dog of the day, go ahead and curl those toes under, press those hips up and back, taking a moment here to really get the backs of those legs warmed up and ready to go as we get moving. Now, if you've been in my class before, we've done this flow a couple of times, but like I said, we're gonna take it nice and slow and move it with some nice deep breaths today. So feel free to follow along as we move. First things first, our next big inhale brings us to a nice long spine here, really pressing those hips up and back. Your exhale floats those shoulders out over those wrists into our high plank position. We're gonna pause here for a hold with our next big inhale. With your exhale, you can either keep it on those toes or drop those knees. Nice and slow. Full exhale lowers us down to the floor. Our next big inhale brings us up. We've got a cobra or a low cobra, or you can turn those toes over and bring it up into your up dog with that big inhale. Our exhale turns those toes over and presses those hips up and back into our downward dog. All right, like I said, 4 times, so we've got 3 left here in this flow. Big inhale brings that nice long spine, those hips come up and back. Exhale floats those shoulders out over those wrists, nice and slow and controlled. That inhale finds our plank position, nice long spine. Next exhale, either from the toes or the knees. Full exhale brings us all the way down through our chaturanga. Inhale presses that chest up. You've got cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale turns those toes over, presses those hips up and back. Downward dog. Nice, 2 more times, just like that. Big inhale brings us to that nice long spine. Exhale floats those shoulders out over those wrists, high plank position. Inhale finds that hold in our plank. Exhale from the toes or the knees, lowers us down. Inhale presses us up. Cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale turns those toes over, presses those hips up and back, downward dog. One more time through, just like this, and then we will change it up. Big inhale, find that long spine, press those hips up and back. Exhale, floats the shoulders out over the wrists. Inhale, finds that hold in our plank. Exhale, lowers down from the toes or from the knees, nice and controlled. Inhale, presses that chest up, cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale, turns those toes over, presses those hips up and back. All right, awesome job, you guys. From here on out, you have the option to flow through that with us as we move forward, or when we get back to this, you're welcome to just drop it to our child's pose, and you'll know what I mean in just a second. So we're gonna start off nice and simple and start to kind of build up. We'll do one flow through at the end of each side from here on out. First things first, we're gonna find our crescent lunge up next. So I want you to take that right foot, give it a little swing bend through that left knee, and move it forward into our lunge. When you get here, I want you to take a second, make sure that your ankle is right underneath your knee. So if you're pressed a little bit forward, just take a second to shift it forward. First thing we're gonna do here is a spinal twist. So my right foot is forward, my left hand is gonna stay planted, opening up through that right arm. Nice spinal twist here. If you need that back knee on the ground, you can always bring it down for a little bit more balance. Your next exhale brings that hand down. Now, finding our stability here, your next inhale brings us up into our crescent lunge. So sweeping those arms and that chest up, our back heel stays off the ground. We're gonna find our cactus arms with our exhale. So pulling those elbows down, opening up nice and wide through our chest. Our inhale brings those arms back up nice and long, and our exhale folds us back forward. We're gonna find one more spinal twist. Left hand stays on the ground, right arm opens up. Exhale brings it back down. And then we're gonna move through that on the other side. So moving through our down dog, right foot comes back to meet the left. Bringing our left foot forward next. Same thing on this other side. Sweeping it forward, taking that second ankle, comes right underneath that knee. Spinal twist first, right hand stays down, left arm opens up. Exhale brings that left arm down, finding your stability and your balance. Our inhale brings us up into our crescent lunge, arms and chest come up. Exhale opens us up into cactus arms, elbows bend, open up through the chest. Inhale brings those arms up nice and tall. Exhale folds us forward. Spinal twist one more time, right hand stays down, left arm opens up. Exhale brings that left hand down. We bring that left back to meet the right, downward dog. Now here's where you have that option. If you just want to rest in down dog or child's pose, you're welcome to. We're gonna find one flow here. Inhale for our nice long spine. Exhale flips the shoulders out over the wrists, and we lower down from the toes or from the knees. Inhale brings us up, cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale turns us over, presses those hips up and back. Everyone meets me in down dog here. All right, so we're gonna find those first couple movements again, and then we're gonna progress it from there. So first things first, we've got our lunge, bringing that right foot forward, planting that foot. When you get there, spinal twist, left hand stays down, right arm opens up. Exhale brings that hand down. Find your stability, heel stays off the ground. We inhale to bring it up. Exhale finds our cactus arms, bending at those elbows, opening up through the chest. Inhale lifts those arms up nice and tall. Exhale folds us forward, hands come down. One more spinal twist, left hand stays down, right arm opens up. Exhale, brings that hand back down to the mat. All right, before we switch, we're gonna progress. We've got 2 moves here. We're gonna cartwheel up into our warrior 2. So I'm gonna turn my back heel down. I'm gonna start with my left arm. It's gonna sweep up. My right arm is gonna come forward. We're nice and long from fingertip to fingertip. The only other thing we're gonna add in this round is our peaceful warrior. Next inhale, flips your front palm, reverses it. Palm lifts up, arm comes down. Our exhale brings us back up to our warrior 2. And then we're gonna bring it all the way back down. So cartwheeling those hands back down, lifting that heel back up. And then we're gonna switch sides. Right foot comes back to meet the left, down dog. Switching it up, same thing on our left side, bringing that foot forward into our lunge. First things first, our twist. Right hand stays down, left arm comes up. Exhale brings that left hand back down. Next inhale, find your stability, sweep it up, crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lifts up tall. Exhale, fold forward. Spinal twist, one more time here. Left arm opens up. Left arm comes back down. We're gonna cartwheel up into our warrior 2. Back heel comes down, leading with that right arm. We bring it up. That left arm points forward. That right arm points back. Nice bend through that front knee. Peaceful warrior. Next inhale, flips the front palm, lifts it up and back. Exhale brings us back up to our warrior 2. Nice and long. And then we're bringing it all the way down. So you can cartwheel those hands down, bring that right heel up, and then we're bringing that left back to meet the right downward dog. Once again, you have that option to flow through, or you can take a break in down dog or child's pose. Our inhale brings those hips up and back. Exhale flips those shoulders out over those wrists, and from the toes or from the knees to lower down. Inhale presses up into cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale turns those toes over. Everyone meets me up here in downward facing dog. All right, once again, we're going to take it up another notch when we get there. So first things first, crescent lunge. Go ahead and sweep that right foot forward. Plant that foot. Ankle is right underneath that knee. Spinal twist. Left arm stays down. Inhale to open up. Exhale to close it back down. Next inhale finds your stability. Sweep those arms up. Crescent. Exhale finds cactus arms. Bend at those elbows. Inhale extends up. Exhale folds forward. One more spinal twist before we hit that warrior 2. Right arm opens up. Bring it back down. Plant that hand. Plant that heel. We're opening up our warrior 2. Our left arm leads. Cartwheel up. Right arm towards the front of the room. Inhale, flip that palm, reverse it. All right, we're going to progress right from here. So from this position, we're going to lengthen that front leg, and then we're going to bring those arms out nice and long once again towards the front and back. So instead of that bent knee in our warrior 2, our front leg is lengthened. We're going to find our triangle pose here. So I just switch so you can see me. So our triangle pose here, first thing I'm going to do is take that left arm, and it's going to hinge out forward. So as if someone's handing me a $100 bill, I'm out here, I'm trying to grab it. I'm as far forward as I can be. From there, we're going to cartwheel our arms down. So my right points towards the floor, my left comes up towards the ceiling. Now, if you need a little support, you can have it on that leg. If not, you've got that core strength to keep you up here. If you would like to revolve your triangle and you feel steady here, you can bring that left hand down and that right hand up. If that's a little unbalanced for you today, or you really need that leg to keep you in this triangle, stay right here for one more breath. If you found that revolve, go ahead and come back to our triangle right here, and then your next inhale brings us right back up to center in our triangle. We're bringing it out to our warrior 2, bend through that front leg. We're cartwheeling back down, so that left heel comes up, the right hand, and then the left hand comes down, and then our right foot is gonna come back to meet our left in our down dog. Same thing on that other side. Here we go, we're taking that left foot forward. Plant that foot. First things first, we've got our spinal twist, opening up left arm. Exhale brings us back down. Inhaling us up to crescent lunge. Woo. Lift the chest and the arms. Exhale to cactus. Inhale brings those arms back up. Exhale folds us forward. One more twist before we hit our warrior 2. Left arms open up. Exhale to bring them back down. Here comes our warrior two. Plant that back heel, cartwheel those arms up. Lead with that right. Nice bend through that front knee, nice long right leg. Inhale, flip that front palm, reverse it. Peaceful warrior. From here, we're changing it up. We're extending through that leg. We're bringing those arms back out. We've got our triangle on this side, so I'm going to hinge forward at those hips. I'm bringing it out as if someone's handing that $100 bill, and then I'm cartwheeling down. Left arm comes towards the floor, right arm comes up. Once again, you're welcome to stay right here. Again, you're welcome to use that leg as a little bit of support. If you would like to revolve it, you're welcome to bring that hand down and revolve open in that opposite direction. Revolve triangle. If not, stay right where you are for just another breath. If you found that revolve, go ahead and bring that left hand back down, open that right arm up. Everyone, let's use that exhale and that core to bring us back up. Nice. Exhale to bend through that knee, warrior two. And then we're going to bring it down. So left hand and then right hand come down, that right heel comes back up, left foot comes back to meet the right, downward facing dog. All right, one more time. Last time here with that flow option. Again, you're welcome to find child's pose or just keep it right here. Our inhale brings us up and back. Our exhale floats those shoulders out over those wrists. Our inhale for stability. Exhale lowers us down from the toes or the knees, chaturanga. Inhale presses us up, cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale, everyone meet me up in down dog. All right, last time here, we've got one more time on each side. I got one more little addition. We're going to keep it moving because we've only got a couple minutes left in this segment. Right foot first, bringing it forward, finding that lunge position. Left hand stays down. Inhale to open up that right arm. Exhale pulls that back down towards the floor. Our inhale brings us up into our crescent lunge. Arms and chest come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale brings it back down. Nice work, you guys. Stick with me. You got it. Left hand comes down to that floor. Right arm opens up one more time. Exhale brings that right arm back down. One time in warrior here. Turn that heel out. Cartwheel those arms up. Warrior two. Nice bend through that front knee. Inhale, flip that front palm. Reverse it. From here, lengthen that front leg. Bring those hands back out to center. Triangle. Inch forward at those hips. As far as you can forward, then cartwheel down. Option to revolve or option to stay in that triangle. If you found that revolve, bring it back. Do triangle. Use that core to bring it back up. Bend through that right leg. From here, we're going to bring it back to our crescent one time. So we're bringing that left arm forward. We're bringing that left heel up. So that took a little bit. Find your balance again. Bring it back to that crescent. From here, we're going to exhale to fold those hands down. And then we're going to bring the left forward to meet the right. So left comes forward. We've got our chair pose here. Our exhale brings those hips down and sweeps those arms up. Taking one more exhale, so a little bit further down into it. And then fold it back forward. We're just going to trade sides here. So I'm going to take my right foot back into our warrior two. Cartwheel those arms up, leading with that right, bringing it up, warrior two. We're taking it right into that peaceful reversing, flip that front palm, up and back. Straighten through that front leg, bring those hands back out to center. Triangle last time, inch forward those hips. And then bring that cartwheel down, open those arms up, option to revolve. If you found that revolve, bring it back to center. Everyone go ahead and bring it back up to nice and tall. Bend through that front knee, warrior two. Leading with that left, bring it all the way down. Bring that heel up. Plant through those hands, left hand or left foot comes back to meet the right. Ooh, I skipped our cactus, that's okay. So maybe we should do it right. That's it. Our last one here, we've got our cactus. Go ahead and bring that left foot forward one more time. All we've got to finish us off is our crescent lunge and our twist. Right hand stays down, twist open. Inhale. Sorry, I'm getting us mixed up here. Exhale brings that hand back down. This is our final movement here. Our inhale brings us up to our crescent lunge. Our exhale finds those cactus arms nice and wide through that chest. Our inhale brings us up. Exhale folds us forward. Last movement, spinal twist. Inhale, sweeps that left arm up. Exhale, brings that left arm down. Plant those hands, left foot comes back to meet the right last time. And then go ahead and drop those knees nice and wide, set those hips back to our child's pose. We're still going to be working for this portion, but it's just going to be a little bit different. We'll do a tiny bit of core work, a little bit of work for those legs. I have two more challenging poses for us, and then we'll finish off with just a little relaxation at the end. So when you're ready, like I said, we're going to bring it on down onto our backs, and we're going to start with those knees bent and those feet planted. So starting off, just to get us moving again after this minute or two that we've had here, I just want to start with getting moving in a bridge, getting our legs activated and going from this position. So just moving up and down a couple of times, and we'll finish this off with a hold. So first thing that I want you to do is find that bridge position, squeezing through those glutes, and then just relax and rest down a couple of times. So bringing it up and back down, finding that activation, and then taking that rest for a moment. We'll do this for a couple of moments, and then we'll find a hold to really finish off and activate through those muscles. Coming back into your breath just a little bit here. Reconnecting with your body, checking in and seeing how you're feeling again. So we started with that. Now we've done a whole bunch of ranges of motion. So seeing what's maybe different or maybe better or worse at this point. All right, give me one more time, up and back down. We'll meet down and then we'll find a hold here at the top. So bringing it down here, taking just a second. And then let's all go ahead and bring those hips up into our hold. Now you've got two options once you've reached this hold. You can have those hips up and you can have those arms nice and stable down by your side, or you can turn it into a bound bridge, so finding a bind with those hands. So what you would do for that is you kind of pull the shoulders underneath the body and you clasp the hands underneath the hips. Now if this is a little intense or you've got any kind of shoulder pain, I invite you to just keep it right where you were. But if you want a little extra challenge, I know my legs from all of that flow work are already tired today, so this is kind of tough. Keeping those hips up nice and high for 2 more nice deep breaths here. Nice, awesome. At the end of that second breath, if you found that bind, you can release it and then go ahead and bring those legs down. If it feels good, you can pull the knees in towards the chest, or maybe just let the legs fall side to side for a second. We'll move right on in just a moment with a little bit of opposition work. All right, so bringing those knees back up to center, planting those feet once again. So for this opposition work, what we're going to do is we're going to be taking our opposite hand and our opposite leg. I'm going to demo first without the hips up, and then we'll take it up a notch with that. So I have my left hand down for some stability. I'm going to take my right hand and press it into my left knee. Now I'm really activating through my whole core and through my leg and my shoulder to kind of press them into each other as hard as I can. So taking that second for that opposition and then bringing it down and just switching. So we're just waking those muscles up and letting them know what they're going to be doing here. And then we're going to take this up a notch. So now my left hand and my right knee are pressing opposite of each other, really activating through the whole core here and then releasing that down. Now we're going to add that to our bridge. So I want you to bring it to center, bring those hips up. Once again, that left hand goes down for a whole ton of stability here. That right hand and that left knee come towards each other, and then we're just pressing them as hard as we can in that opposite direction, so towards each other, activating through our core, through our shoulder, through those glutes to keep those hips up. We're sticking here for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release all the way down. Bring those hips down as well. And then we're just going to switch it up. Same thing on the other side. We're going to do this twice on each side. So right here, bring those hips up. That left hand and that right knee come towards each other. Whole ton of oppositional force here. Activating through our core to press them towards each other as hard as you can for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and bring it all the way down. Like I said, twice on each side. So we're going to do one more time in each direction. When you're ready, Bringing those hips up. Right hand and left knee come towards each other, activating through the core, working in opposition, this nice isometric hold. Keep those hips high for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Go ahead and release. One more time on that second side to finish this out here. Bringing those hips up. That right knee and that left hand come together. Finding that pressure, finding that force, that isometric hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Go ahead and bring those hips down, bring that foot down. Take a second, bring those knees in toward the chest. Maybe give yourself a little roll, side to side in little circles. Whatever feels good here. Taking just a second. Okay. We're going to keep going with a little bit of core work up next here. So from this position, all I'm going to have you do is take those legs up towards the ceiling. Now I brought a little bit of Pilates into this because I want to kind of transition us towards our plow. If you're not ready for plow today, I've got some options for you. But we're going to start with just some leg lowers to once again keep going through our core for a little challenge here. For your leg lowers, those hands can be out wide. You can bring them under the hips for a little bit more support. And then we're just going to take it nice and easy, bringing those feet down through your range of motion and then back up towards the ceiling. Trying to keep that lower back nice and stable. There can be a little bit of an arch in it, but we don't want it to be rounding out more and more as we bring those legs down towards the floor. Keeping going in this, finding this range of motion a couple of times here. Nice work. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wherever you are, go ahead and pull those knees in towards the chest for a second. So like I said, we're going to move in the direction of our supported shoulder stand first. So all we're going to do is add some little hip lifts to our leg lowers. So you've got 2 options for this depending on where you're at with your hip lifts. So first option is just going to be a little one. So you're going to bring the feet down and back up into our leg lower. And then from the upper position, you're just going to find a little up and down with those hips. Second option still finds that leg lower, but if you've been doing this a little bit longer, if you've got the core strength, we're going to bring it up almost into that supported shoulder stand, nice and controlled down, and then back into that leg lower. So depending on where you're at, in your practice and with your core strength, choosing one of those 2. If you need to decrease the range of motion for that leg lower, that's totally fine. But getting going in this a couple of times. So we're still keeping going with our leg lowers. And then you've either got that little hip lift, or you can bring it all the way up almost into that shoulder stand, trying to keep it controlled on the way back down. Like I said, bunch of core work here. We're not taking it easy for our last 20 minutes. We're keeping it going, but just kind of different here than maybe what I would normally be doing. So we're taking it out of our flow state and bringing it into some core work. Give me 2 more of those wherever you are, whichever modification you've got. 2 more with our leg lower and that hip lift. When you've finished those last 2, give the legs and the hips a little break by pulling those knees back in towards the chest. And then all we're going to do here is transition towards that supported shoulder stand. So if you've done this before and you'd like to transition right into it, you're welcome to. If you want to watch, I'll kind of move us into it as we go here. So the first thing that we're going to do for that supported shoulder stand is going to be to really get those hips up high. So if we were in that hip lift, that works. You can bring it up there. That's going to bring you up. And then you're going to plant those hands on that lower back. We're using our elbows for support, and we're taking those feet up towards the ceiling. Now, if you don't quite have the core strength to get you up there, I want you to kind of pull the knees in towards the chest and then roll it back. So our legs aren't quite long yet. And then you find that lower back. So we've got our support. That helps you start to lift those hips. And then however long you can get those legs to be. If this doesn't feel quite great on your back today, or there's some kind of pain through the neck or the shoulders, I invite you to find a recovery pose, maybe a happy baby, or just pulling the knees in towards the chest. We're going to find this for another couple of moments. If you have plow in your practice and would like to lower those feet towards the floor and keep those hips up nice and high, you're welcome to find it. If plow's not in your practice, we're going to spend about 10 more seconds in our supported shoulder stand here. So finding your breath, finding that core strength, maybe starting to shake a little bit here, that's okay. Either of those two postures we've got for about another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're bringing it from that plow, make sure you lift those feet, and then nice and controlled, trying to bring those hips down, bringing those knees in towards the chest. Nice work. That was a tough one. If you haven't tried plow or supported shoulder stand before, hopefully not too bad, not too intimidating here. All right, up next, we are going to take a little break with our spinal twists. So from this position, go ahead and bend those knees and plant those feet. We're going to start nice and simple. I want you to take those arms out nice and wide, drop those knees both to that right side, look over that left shoulder. Nice spinal twist here to kind of let the back recover from that supported shoulder stand or that plow. And spending just a moment here with that next inhale, we're just bringing it all through center. Those knees fall on the left side, and that gaze comes over that right shoulder, just finding our spinal twist in the opposite direction. All right, go ahead and bring those knees back to center, bring the head back to center. Now we're just going to kind of intensify our spinal twist from here. So we're going to still take the knees towards the right side, but first we're going to take that left ankle and we're just going to cross it over that right knee. So what's going to happen is that foot is going to come down under the knee. We're intensifying our spinal twist. So the left ankle is crossed over the right knee, and then we take both knees down towards that right side. Still, I want you to open up through those arms and look over that left shoulder here. So completing our spinal twist all the way up through the neck. Taking just a moment in this spinal twist. If you need a nice lower body stretch and you would like to then extend that left leg, you can find a nice big stretch here for that hamstring. If that's a little bit intense and you just want to leave it right where it was, we're going to spend about another 3 to 5 seconds here on this side. Awesome. With that next inhale, we're bringing it through center. We're just finding that spinal twist in the other direction. So planting that left foot, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Both legs go down towards that left side. You look over the right shoulder. After taking a couple of moments in this, once again, if you need that nice lower body stretch for that right leg, you can lengthen it and bring it towards that hand for that little bit of an extra stretch and a little bit of an extra twist. Once again, if that's a little intense, feel free to keep it nice and easy in this spinal twist. Awesome. That next inhale brings us back up to center. Go ahead and plant both of those feet, and then we're going to roll it on up to seated. Alrighty. Taking just a couple more minutes here to finish this out. We've got about 5, so I just wanted to finish with some breathing and some connecting our movement to our breathing like we normally start. So go ahead and we'll actually keep the knees bent and the feet planted. We have done this a couple of times before, where we're just going to find our spinal extension and flexion. We'll start with the knees bent, and then we'll move to having them extended out long. So your inhale is going to bring those hands behind you. We're going to pull the shoulder blades and open up through the chest. The exhale is going to walk those hands forward. We're going to round out through the spine and kind of place our chest on our thighs. So just moving a few times here back and forth, finding our breath once again with those inhales, almost like our seated cat and cow, just kind of moving forward and backward to find that flexion and extension here. Awesome. So from there, when you're ready with your next inhale and you're back here, you can lengthen those legs, and we're just changing that range of motion a little bit to find our kind of forward fold here. So extending out with those fingertips towards the toes, and then still that inhale brings us up and back to open up through the chest. So a couple of times there with that nice big stretch. Awesome. Give me 2 more nice deep breaths. When you finish that second nice deep breath, we're going to sit it up nice and tall here. So still bringing those hands right behind the hips, but keeping that spine nice and long. To finish out our second, I call it challenging. It's intense. Intense is actually in the name. This is our intense east side stretch. So it's a nice front side body stretch. It's also some good core work. If you need to keep the hips down on the floor and skip this one, you're totally welcome to. What we're going to do is you can face those fingertips either straight backwards or maybe at a little bit of an angle, just if straight backwards feels a little intense on those wrists. If you need a modification just slightly downward, you can plant those feet, but the fullest extent of this has our heels down. And then all you're gonna do here is with that next exhale, you're gonna lift up those hips. You're gonna find a nice long line from those shoulders down to those heels. Like I said, if you need a little modification for that core, you can plant those feet into our tabletop there. We're gonna spend about 10 seconds in this. So keep that core strong, keep that breath going. We've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, next big exhale brings you nice and easy back down to the floor. Taking a second if you want to find a forward fold, if you want to find a couple wrist circles, finding what feels good to finish out from that. Right, with that next inhale, bring it back to center, and we're just going to find a comfortable seated position. So if legs long or knees bent feels good, that's awesome. If you want to bring those feet in, we're going to spend one moment bringing it back to our breath, and then we'll finish out for today with 3 nice deep breaths. So taking a moment here to finish out today with our scan of the body once again, just kind of noticing how you're feeling now, how it differs from how you were feeling at the beginning of today's practice. Noticing what muscles you worked that maybe you haven't touched on in a little while and maybe could use a little more attention, or noticing where you felt really strong today, really confident in your poses, picking a couple of those as well. So not just noticing the things that could be improved upon, but the things that we're proud of. And we're going to finish out today with 3 nice deep breaths, leading with those arms. So with your next big inhale, I invite you to go ahead and sweep those arms out and up. Nice and long away from center. That exhale circles them back down and around. Same thing, just like that one more time. Big inhale brings us out and up. That exhale circles us down and around. For this last one, those palms are going to meet overhead. Last big inhale, arms come out and up. Palms meet overhead. Our exhale brings those hands down to heart center. Thank you, as always, for sharing your Monday evenings with me. I appreciate all of you being here, and I appreciate all of you coming back. It's awesome to see so many of you for this bonus 20 minutes. Enjoy the rest of your Mondays. The light in me honors, the light in you. Bowing as we say, namaste. All right, great work today, you guys.